Okay, so part 5 of my driveway lifting project. Yesterday I had a couple detached little slab fragments that I actually lifted with 2x4 forms and concrete wedge bolts to lift it, and then filled the voids with spray foam. And let's come back today and remove the forms. So as I take the camera around the seam of this triangular slab, it results exceeded my expectations. Yesterday when I left it, the foam would not quite push the slab flush with the form, but slowly over a period of hours, that spray foam expanded as it sealed the kind of voids going out to the air, and pushed that slab right flush up into the forms. So it's better than I could have imagined, and the biggest gap I can see is like a quarter of an inch. So obviously, once you can't leave 4-inch bolts sticking out of the surface, so you got to go clean it up. I just brought my angle grinder and with a standard masonry metal blade, just cut those things off at the base. You can't cut them off too flush, but I'll show you how you put them back into the ground. I also cleaned up the joints, the expansion joints with the angle grinder. There's a bunch of foam sticking in there, and just for appearance purposes. So once you cut those wedge anchors off at the base, you can there's usually a little nub sticking up. You just hit it with a hammer, and more often than not, the thing will there's enough play in it that it'll actually go into the ground. If it doesn't, you can just take one of the cut off ends of the bolts and use it as a pin and just drive it back down in there. So strictly speaking, you don't have to, but at the end you probably want to fill the expansion joints, and the standard way to do it is to excavate a hole in the expansion joint and jam a piece of essentially a tiny pool noodle called backer rod. You just get a roll of it, jam it down in there, and leave about a half inch below the surface. And then you go in with self-leveling concrete sealant. I use the Sikaflex brand. I probably made a mistake. When I was doing this work, it was about 40 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit outside, very dry and very windy. Not exactly, if you look on the label for the Sikaflex, I think they want 70 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit to get to flow, basically. If it doesn't flow, then it doesn't self-level. So what I had to do, maybe I didn't have to, but I got nervous, and I felt like it wasn't self-leveling. So I just went in there, I put a rubber glove on, and just smoothed it out. Was it ideal? No. We'll see how it goes. I think in the future, if I do this again, I'm going to wait until kind of a warm day to use the Sikaflex, so it actually self-levels as advertised.